All right, I'm going to do something a little different. I want to do like a monthly recap because I like making videos that have like snapshots into what we're doing just so we can look back on it personally and just, reminisce in the memories. I also thought it would be a cool way to show like behind the scenes some of the decisions that we've been making or some things that some hurdles that we've jumped over, whatever the case is, like some more raw updates of how we operate day to day. Anyway, I wanted to kick it off for a recap of how we did in September, and then I'll be doing one for October. I know we are a little into October already, but better late than never. Got to start somewhere. So the beginning of this month to like halfway through the month, it was like life hit real hard in like a lot of different aspects, and it was like survival month at that point. The first half of the month I was just completely derailed with things, and then I'm like the second half of the month I was spending it trying to get back on the rails, and so at the end of the month we were like back to good. Really, really, really tried to make sure that we weren't missing our listing goal, because at the beginning of this year, which would have been great to document if I would have done these monthly updates, but at the beginning of this year, Kyle and I were realizing that our store size had shrunk considerably just through missed listing days, and we're just like, we'll just list tomorrow and whatever. Well, our store shrunk a lot, and so our sales started shrinking. So we made it a goal to never miss a day listing. So September being a survival month, I have to make sure that I put up our listings today. Like that is the thing that I need to primarily focus on. And then anything else I do beyond that is extra credit, golden stars, rocking, doing great. We'll run through the numbers later on how that went and everything, but I'll start from the top of some things that we did in September. So for the shirt store series that I did, where I completely started back from square one and started a whole new store selling shirts, jackets, anything on the top half that you wear, I created a horizontal photo board for the shirts. We had been using that board specifically just for shirts, but for this month we decided to nix it and not do the horizontal flat lays anymore.
Shirt hanger. Pants hanger has clips.
For some reason, we just could not get the photo quality and the lighting correctly, like matching how our vertical flat lay looks like. We really like how our vertical flat lay pictures look like, and really hated how the horizontal ones looked. Also, it was killing our backs leaning over and trying to like take pictures from up above, and it was just not fluid at all. And then having it be in two separate rooms and making two separate piles of inventory, the shirts would get neglected because it's like, oh, well, our main hub is, over there. And then we have to remember like, oh yeah, here's our shirts and everything. So it was really disjointed. It's no longer in commission. Everything is now on the vertical flat lay. I think the pictures are turning out way better. They're being displayed a lot better. Definitely a good quality of life improvement that we made straight off the bat for September. Another quality of life change that I did, Kyle went out and got me a drawing tablet, and so now I'm retiring the whiteboard because the whiteboard was hard to read from a distance and to like get all of it up on camera and with the glares and everything. So the whiteboard is now commissioned for the children. And now we have a drawing tablet so I can write down all my numbers and my little doodles that whenever we go through exercises and everything. So another quality of life is the drawing tablet, which is a game changer. Since we are predominantly pants sellers, September has been the start of our sales warming up as we are heading into fall and winter. So for every month I track numbers of how our store has been doing, like performing. This is a great way because I get to combine our Poshmark with our eBay store, and so we can truly see how our reselling business is going. So I'm going to compare August numbers to September numbers and let you know how that's going. But just to show you the breakdown, every week I have like a weekly tracker that I fill out of like how many we listed, how many we sold, how many items we sourced, what we spent, and what our sales total was. I also like to keep track of our store size on here because, like I said, our goal was to not miss a day because we're trying to increase our store size, which has been working phenomenally. At the beginning of the year, our store size was down to like 1,300 items, which was so small. And now we're sitting at like 2,000 items. So we've been working hard on growing our store. So let's get into the numbers and see how September went compared to last month. Even though I don't have a video, I'll let you know like how the numbers went. So like I said, at the beginning of the month, it was crazy town. I did end up missing one day of listings, and there were 2 days that I did 25 out of the 30 listings. So for this month, we were actually down 40 listings going up on our store, which I would say, given everything that had been happening, is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that. It could have been way worse because the focus was to just get the new items on our store and not miss a day. I had not been cross-listing over to Poshmark during that time because it just was not a priority for me at that point. And I'll show you, it did actually make a big dent in our Poshmark side of sales. So overall, compared to August, we were actually down 94 orders. So I missed 40 listings. We're down 94 sales compared to August. But through it all, our average profit for September actually increased by 74 cents an item. So September's average profit per item, we're sitting at $16.04. So with the less amount of sales, but an increase in the profit, the overall sales were only down like $397. So the sales total was almost identical with, September being a little bumpy. And in September, we were able to grow our store size from 1931. That's what our store size was at the very beginning of the month. And then at the end of the month, we got it up to 2014. Our current goal is to get our store size up to 2,300 items because with some calculations that I was doing, like once we reach around that area, we should be listing and selling 30 a day. So even though there were some setbacks and some not ideal circumstances, we were still able to tread water and to be able to get back on track for a solid October. So far, we're, like a week and a half into October and it's been smooth sailing. So I'm very excited to be comparing October's numbers to September's, getting back on track and back with the cross listing, back with everything. So should be good. Just running through September's numbers, we sold 720 items. We listed 860. So that gives our store sell-through rate at about 84%. Our average cost of goods this month was $6.74, which is actually, I'm looking at August, it's actually down about 10 cents from last month, which isn't that big of a deal. But then, our profit per item actually increased about 70 cents an item, and our monthly sales stayed about the same, but our store size increased almost 100 items. So that was September. I decided halfway through to start documenting and being like, hey, I should try to do like a monthly recap video. So October is going to have a lot more details in it and a lot more footage and photos and whatever. It should be more interesting for October just in general because it's my first full month of actually trying to document it all and everything. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see in the monthly recaps, like questions that you want answered or information that you want, just so I can make it a better experience for you. But like I said, it's going to be really cool to look back on it like maybe a couple years from now, just to see where we were at this stage in life. So anyway, that's what I've got. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.